It's a good fish. You fishing lower end?
We went up to Diamond City today,
Diamond City.
or Lead Hill,
That is?
Diamond City area.
Diamond Creek. I'm familiar with that area.
Oh yeah. See, all my life I've never fished bull that much. When I got the chance, I'm supposed to.
But this one, they fixed it.
I've been on it 10 times. So.
I can't
That's
get
good.
my eyes, I can't lean, because I have a big lump right here.
It's just on the edge. It's fixing to really get
It's
good.
fixing to get good.
Yeah.
I have to,
Next 3 weeks.
they said they said I had to wait 3 months for it to heal.
Darren, I'll tell you right now, on the white, if you know where to go,
Yeah.
Yeah, any kind of pressure hurts.
and they're just like that. They're just fat as they can be.
So this one's just starting to act up. That's bad, China, a lot of papers. Yeah. Sean, I love I drive.
I've got right at 5 o'clock. Let's get started. Welcome to the Norfolk School Board meeting. We're going to do the opening prayer. Mr. Williams, do you mind doing that for us, please?
Sure. Father, we just thank you for all your many blessings that you bestow upon us each and every day. Father, we thank you that you grant us with wisdom and guidance and revelation. Father, we just make the best decisions for the school, for the students, for the faculty of our district. And Father, we just pray that as we do that, Father God, you bless us and that's our decisions.
Amen. I'd like to welcome Mr. Blevins. This is his first school board meeting, so be nice.
I said all my grandkids are watching tonight.
First up is approving the previous month's regular meeting minutes and any special meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the previous month's regular meeting minutes and any special meeting minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider financial reports and bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the financial reports and bills. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider Mountain Home Public School agreement for the ALE student space.
You have it in your folder. I think you've got a thing from Mountain Home. This is something you've done before. It's where you pay them for any students you send to your alternative school. And like I said, it's an agreement that I'm pretty sure you
Had
all
for a
know.
while.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second to accept the Mountain Home Public School agreement for the ALE student space. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Consider shooting sports contract.
Let me explain that, if you don't know what it is. It's, you have to do this for insurance to cover shooting sports. You have to have some kind of contract with the person that's over that. And since he is a private citizen, and he evidently, everybody seems to say he does a great job.
He does, yeah.
So I would encourage you to sign, to approve that so we can have, so that everything there can be covered with insurance, with their school insurance.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to accept the shooting sports contract with Tom Middleton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider walkway for therapy building.
The walkway is going into the building you've got for therapy, physical therapy. And really, if you look at it out there, and I've got a picture if you want to see it, but it's almost dangerous. And I talked to the maintenance man and asked him about what we could do to make a walkway and where you could also enter it with a wheelchair. And he said that about $2,100 would do that. And I'm pretty sure that we've got enough funds in special ed and also in your RMAC to take care of that. And I believe we could do that.
You said it's like blocks right now that are kind
It's
of
right now.
wobbly.
It's if you want to see it, I took a picture of it. It's I think it's about I think it's about well, it is dangerous. And when you've got the kids that need physical therapy, the last thing they
Oh, yeah.
need
Oh,
is some kind of.
You see that, Shannon?
Yeah, I saw it.
Saw it.
I went and looked at it last week.
And that's where, what this walkway will do, it will come out it will come out here, and also will come out all the way from there to the other walkway. So you can actually roll up, so it's handicap accessible.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion and a second to accept the walkway therapy building construction. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider Head Start building fire alarm system.
The maintenance man told me that they've been written up twice on the Head Start building as far as the fire alarms go. And he said he's got another bid in here too. I think it might be in your folder. He said to replace it or actually repair it, and I think he gave two options there. Let's see.
So how out of date is it as far as repairing something for $1,500?
I know. It's he says it's outdated, and he said twice they already had to been written up on it, and it is the little kids. I mean, these are your 3 and 4 year olds. And if you're asking for a recommendation from me, sir, I'd recommend that you replace it.
I agree. I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but my vote would be to replace.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, agree.
All right, I make a motion to replace instead of repair.
All right.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second to accept the Head Start building fire alarm system replacement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consider the 2025-26 school calendar.
Good afternoon, Norfolk School Board. I'm Jonathan McLoney, Chairman of the PPC. With Ms. Jones and the PPC, we developed calendars for your consideration. We started with 4, we whittled it down to 2, and on the back of your packet, it showed our votes. We had 41 votes, teachers and staff. 65.9% of us voted for calendar A, which is the front calendar in your packet. I'm going to go through just a couple dates that are important. We have school starting on August 13th. The 4 days before that, we have teacher in service, with the 7th being open house. We have some outlined dates on here, such as October 2nd. That is another parent-teacher conference. December 18th is also outlined. That's the end of the second quarter. And we have March 18th, which is another parent-teacher conference. Notice that we dismiss at 2:30 that day, so it's kind of different than what we've done in the past. And we have the 8th marked as graduation. Also, we have May 25th, which is Memorial Day. And if we have emergency days that kind of conflict with that, we have that day marked off so we don't have to go to school if we have snow days there. If you have any questions about the calendar, I'm here and Ms. Jones is here to help answer any of those questions. But we voted for calendar A, but it's also for your consideration. We do have A and B with you.
So it looks like the biggest difference is calendar A has more Fridays. and
Calendar
ends
A
a little
has
sooner.
2 Fridays, while calendar B has 4 Fridays.
Cool.
So we voted for the calendar with less Fridays.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that calendar B, the reason we put the 2 Fridays in the first semester, one of the biggest difficulties for a 4-day school week and calendar is trying to balance your first semester and your second semester. Your first semester always winds up being a lot shorter otherwise. So if you'll notice, calendar A, we had 69 instructional days, and then we have 74 in the second semester. That may not sound like a lot, but so in calendar B, you'll notice that semester 1 has 71 instructional days, and semester 2 has 72, so there's only 1 day difference, whereas, again, there's 5 days. We also have set this calendar up, starting with an early start. Last year, we had to ask for a waiver. I don't know if y'all remember this, but we had to all sign a paper. We had to get it pushed through, and co-op had to push those through. This year, we kept waiting, and I finally contacted our director at our co-op and said, are we doing that again? And he said, well, there's a bill in place, and it is Bill HB 1051. I've been watching it since he told me that, and it's still just hanging there with nothing. It's been, I guess, pushed to the side. However, we found out that most of the area schools have already voted on their calendars, and they're all kind of banking on and expecting this to push through. And that it wouldn't need a waiver anymore for that early start date. It's just be an option. So these 2 calendars are set based on that, pushing through and not needing a second waiver or anything. So the other 2 calendars that we considered were based on start dates, if that wasn't an option. So kind of got those in our back pocket, but
Up to the board. I vote for,
I feel like if that's what y'all voted on, that's the highest number. I'd
Agree.
make a motion that we accept A for school calendar.
I'll second.
All right, so we've got a motion and a second to accept calendar A for the 25-26 school calendar. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're going to go into, I think we have to flip-flop this. We go into executive session for personnel at 5:11.
Yep, there you go.
I will show you.
Did you ask what their reasons why they voted one way or the other? Did you ask the idea?
For next time, absolutely, yes.
All right, return from executive at 5:55. Consider certified contracts.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to accept the certified contracts. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Communication to the board. Elementary report, Ms. Bradbury.
I gave each of you printouts of our interim testing on Atlas, and so it shows the results of the one in the fall, which was done in November, and the one that was completed in February. There's one for math, English language arts, and science. It begins with giving you an overview in each of the subject areas, and for the most part, there was growth in almost every subject area and almost every grade. There were a few areas that it looked like a little decline, but we are continuing to work with Gina Riggs with Bailey Education Group with math, and Kim Poole has come from the co-op and has spoken with our 3rd through 6th grade literacy teachers. And so we're continuing to look at what the areas students did not make the growth that we think that they should have, and to work with those. We will have the summative interim April 22nd, 23rd, and April 28th and 29th for the elementary. I'm not sure about the high school dates. So after you look at those, and I know it's going to take probably a little study because it goes into detail, but reach out if you have questions. A few things coming up in April. I already told you about the summative testing. Our spring music program that Ms. Jackson is putting on with the help of our 4th through 6th graders will be April 15th. She did one with kindergarten through 3rd grade for Christmas, and the spring one will be our upper grades, 4th through 6th grade. So we would enjoy seeing everyone there. It's at 6:30. I had a couple people kind of been asking about some of the things that have been going on as far as we're about to get a new fence put around the elementary playground, and so I thought it'd be best to have Mr. Curtis kind of explain that, like our update on the school safety grant, because that's where the funds came from to put that up. So I thought it'd be good for him to kind of give us a brief overview of what we've done, where we're going.
What I'm going to talk about just briefly is the school safety grant that they announced in January of 2025. And just a real quick history so far, this will be the 3rd grant we've received in the last 3 years. The first was roughly $100,000, and that's what it did was to put all the key card locks on all the classrooms and the front doors. The second round came last year, and that allowed us to buy all new emergency radios for all staff, and then put push bars on all the exit doors, and then compliance with that standard. Basically, they have to give us 12 standards that we have to meet. We can't move beyond those 12 until we meet those 12. Then there's other apples that they give us, but until we meet those 12, we can't move on. And those are fencing, locks on classroom doors, vision panels, AEDs, lead control materials, intercom, visitor management system, safety measures for buses and transportation, numbers on classroom doors, touch bars, signage outside, closed campus, single point of entry, and a grand master key system. Right now, we're probably close to about 95% compliant with that. The master key system is what's going to hold us up. I mean, when you say master key system, we're replacing it's a key part of the system is what we're gonna be putting on these doors as we get the money. And it's very expensive, as you can see, as we go to the second page. The grant allowed us $58,626. They had to have what we were gonna use it for by February 28th, and a deadline to use it and turn in invoices by June 30th. Basically, we turn in an invoice, they reimburse us. It all depends on how Ms. Hawk keys it in, and then the state sends the money right back to us. But up front, we have to pay for it. What we're gonna spend $58,000 on this year is, Nurse Michaela asked for 3 soft relief kits. That's basically tourniquets and, clotting powder and different things that she puts in her trauma kits around the school. Yokot's gonna install 9 key lock doors on our exterior doors, and even these ones here at the cafeteria, they're gonna put key card access on them. And you can see that amount's $35,000. It's very expensive, because they have to go in there and make these locks, especially on front doors and these exit doors, or it'll all jive together, and it's just expensive. We purchased 36 classroom windows we'll be installing. They're just basically covers. If we go into a lockdown or an emergency, they can just drop it down and cover the windows so people can see it. And then the fencing Ms. Bradbury mentioned, it's not going to enclose the playground. It's basically going to be like an L. We're going to replace the existing fence that we have, and it's on the upper side, it's 6 foot. When you get on the other side of the car rider line, it drops down to 4. It's all going to be 6. And then at the mailbox, they're going to put a 6-foot fence up to the admin building, and that'll eliminate people from, they kick balls down there all the time. They go across the road, and then, little rascal may not check in before they go. So we're just kind of putting that L there, and to completely encase it is going to have to be some more money, because that's all leg rock, so we have to drill. That's what we get for $20,000. But it's going to be a 6-foot fence. It's going to. I know some teachers have asked for that. They all just keep the kids from having access to that road. The way we came to that, and we're going to use $58,611.19. We're going to use all of it for $14. So.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything for 14?
And the way we came to that, our discussions among all the people on what we were going to spend the money on again, school safety assessment team, Mr. Lane, Ms. Bradbury, the principals, the SRO, and different employees gave input on what we could do. The doors that Yokot will be installing is the exit doors by the weight room. Right now, they're key locked. There'll be a key card lock put on them. The exit room by room 20, that's Coach Davis's room, there'll be a key card lock on that. The car rider exit back here at the back. The exit by Ms. Thomas's room down by the gym. These 4 cafeteria doors, which has been a priority. I mean, we should have done that already, but we're only going to get that done. And these 2 doors here that people use every day. This one and this one will have key card locks on them. And the goal is to replace them all. Just time and money. And that's all I have. The deadline again is June 30th. Yokot's going to work over spring break. They don't like working around the kids when they're doing metal and stuff. And then if they don't get it done, we'll start back in the summer. Again, I think we're as secure as we can possibly be in the school, and this is only going to enhance what we have in place already. Anybody have any questions or concerns?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess it's my turn to go. White coat, we don't say a whole lot about this, because honestly, it kind of falls in the cracks sometimes, but that's still a program because the students involved in this. It's doing very well. It's our second year it's been going on, just want to kind of give them a plug, that is something that we just get to talk about quite a bit. Our trip has got back some successful trip track, baseball, softball, they're still underway, going strong about every day. It seems like baseball plays, I think about 500 games this spring, so we'll see how that goes. I know we host, just being able, some of the stuff I go over in April, we do host a regional tournament this year, we got some meetings coming up, after spring break. Got prom coming back from spring break, following Saturday, always having conversations about graduation, that's unbelievable, we're at this time of year. Interim testing is completed for us, we pulled that data, to be honest with you, I've not had a whole lot of time to sit down with Ms. Rod and go through it, I know they have. Her and Ms. Jones have divided up our wing team, or wing group, based on those data points. Everybody's definitely excited about spring break coming up next week, and then I know Wednesday and Thursday, Ms. Becker and I had a couple of meetings with co-op for the completion of ARAPS, federal monies, and just some student success level on Thursday. Other than that, I was pretty good response, so that's about all I have. Mr. Chairman. Any questions?
All right, you have anything else?
At the meeting yesterday, I went to, Friday at the co-op. They have the ASBA, they said is working with us on the cell phone policy. They're trying to get a policy that's kind of uniform and nothing you have to adopt, but they want to give you some things to think about, They said as soon as the session's over, which they think is going to be April the 16th, then they will send out a cell phone policy. And also, there's a push right now for the school elections to be moved to November. They've fought that battle half a dozen times. They'll move it. Well, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. The bad thing is if the school districts, which I don't see y'all, but school districts are trying to pass a millage, that just brings a lot more people out to vote, for a reason to vote. And it might be a good thing, for a lot of schools. So, but that's the two things that I came away with at the session. They're still talking about doing away with the 4-day, but so far there's no movement in that. And it's still in committee. And if you have your representatives up this way, you need to get a hold of them because they tell them that there's you look at your scores compared to anybody else's in the co-op, there's only one school better as far as scores than y'all have, and that's not this way, it's that way. So, but anyway, that's all I've got to say about that.
All right. Just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?